Humanity has faced many trials in its history. Many wars have been fought since creation with millions of human lives lost. The horror that man does to man in this transitory world that one day will not exist for anyone. God in Quran tells us about the end of this world, how it will come and what are the big signs that will happen before the end of the world comes. One of the signs we will talk about now. Jajoog Majooj, Gog and Magog, which translated has the meaning of something harsh and dry, also translates as fast enemy. But who are the Jajoog Majooj who lived during the period of the Prophet Musa, may God's peace and mercy be upon him? Dhu al-Kifl was a very powerful king, as in the Quran it is said that only 4 people have had the power and God's permission to have the whole world under their control, and one of these 4 was Dhu al-Kifl, who with his piety and obedience and great faith in the Creator of Anyway, he spent his whole life traveling without rest and conquering new places and bringing peace, order, justice with great obedience to God, as he was traveling in the direction of the west towards the place where the sun was setting. He stopped when the sun was setting to a place on the edge of a large lake with black water, and there was a lot of smoke. Dhu al-Kifl had a large army in number that no one could face him. This people that Dhu al-Kifl encountered had a great concern. Another terribly evil people were bringing you great worries and losses. And this people were the Jajoog Majooj. They had only one request for Dhu al-Kifl. And they said, "Can you create such a big barrier of separation between us and them and keep them isolated from the another part of the world?" Dhu al-Kifl said, "Where there is greater wealth and strength than what my Lord has given me." Dhu al-Kifl said, "What I ask of you is only work power. I want you make a fire so big that the pieces of steel melt and stick between them." So they created a barrier so big that they cannot deport it and remain isolated from every other civilization in the world. God in the Quran says, they could not touch it nor dig under it. After the end, Dhu al-Kifl bowed his head and thanked God and said, "And when the promise of God will make this wall square which no human force will damage." Many people and researchers have talked about different places where they can be. But when they come out, they will be like ants due to their large number. One night while he was sleeping, the Prophet Muhammad was frightened, and he was asked, "Oh dear, why did you get up so worried?" The Prophet, peace and blessings of God be upon him, said, "From Jajoog Majooj's dam, a small hole has been opened, which he points to with his fingers. The reasons why Jajoog Majooj's people cannot to overcome this great obstacle are some examples. 1. They are such a primitive people and they do not understand the life we live today. 2. They are among the mountains and anyone who tries to climb with the idea of crossing would freeze from the cold. 3. They are too corrupt, immoral and without any principles. And when they are freed they will destroy everything that will come before them." Prophet Muhammad, peace and mercy of God be upon him, tells that Jajoog Majooj would appear when Prophet Isa, Jesus, peace and mercy God bless you, you have come down among people. This is also another of the great signs. God guides the Prophet Isa, peace and mercy of God be upon him. "Take my soldiers and shelter them in the mountains, hide because you will not be able to fight them. They will be as many as Prophet Muhammad said. For every one of you who will go to heaven, 999 of them will burn in fire." Prophet Muhammad, peace and mercy of God, said, "A group of them will pass by a lake in the vicinity of Jordan and Syria near an area called Sham, and they will drink water from you at the last drop, and after them another group will come and they will say, we think that there was water here before." So this indicates their large number. They will conquer every corner of the earth, and they do not know that the Prophet Jesus is hidden together with his followers. And then they will say, "And I exterminated the inhabitants of the earth. Now we will exterminate those in the sky," and they will point their arrows towards the quill, and with God's permission they will come back covered in blood, and they will say, "Now we killed those in the sky too, now we are the kings of this world." Meanwhile, Prophet Isa will be suffocated without having any chance for food, and they will pray to God for help and mercy. And God will protest him. God will send to Jajoog Majooj a disease, a parasite in their neck which will fell them immediately as if they were one body. Prophet Isa, may God's peace and mercy be upon him, asked someone from among the people to volunteer his life to get out of the shelter and to see if any one of them was still alive. When they came out of their shelter, they saw that everyone the foot of the ground was filled with dead bodies and blood. God sent some birds whose bodies were taken from the ground, then he sent a great rain so that the docks would be cleaned and made clean again so that life could continue again. This will to happen very close to the doomsday, but it is only one of the big signs, and when it will stop, only God of all knows. What we have shown has nothing to do with the time we live in today. None of the big signs has happened yet.